Hello, this is the Black White Soul, and this is my review of Smackdown that aired on the 9th of May. And Smackdown kicked off with a recap of the Shield and Evolution storyline from Raw. This is just a fantastic little video promo that they've got there. The editing on it is really good. I really like the different use of lighting. WWE is really spot on with their video packages at the moment. And we have the new US champion coming down to the ring. Really, you've gone from the world title to the US title. Well, maybe it will help the US title mean a bit more with Sheamus holding it, but again, I'm not going to hold my breath for that. Ooh, this should actually be quite a good match. This is Dean Ambrose getting his rematch after losing his title to Sheamus in the Battle Royale. I'm quite excited to see this. Sheamus, despite his star falling in the last couple of months, he is a really good wrestler, and it's good seeing Ambrose getting a chance to show some singles action. Okay, that's interesting. So, as well as the Sheamus versus Ambrose title match, we get Roman Reigns versus Mark Henry, and we also get Seth Rollins versus Batista, which will be very interesting. But that also means they're putting Sheamus almost in a heel-like role already, so it could be teasing a little heel turn here. Just absolutely love Dean Ambrose wild arm swings. When he leaps and what looks like would be a Lufez Prez, and he just swings those arms. And this led to a nice brawl on the outside. Oh! Ambrose hitting a suplex on the outside, but then Sheamus coming back and hitting his senton forward roll on the outside. Brutal stuff. So it looks like after shaking hands with Ric Flair, Dean Ambrose inherited the figure 4 leg lock. Ah, Miz, how is your push coming? Oh, Dean Ambrose is really getting his moveset together, where he's getting that fall through the ropes, bounce back into a clothesline, and then he's also got his chases them into the ropes, hits a knee into the gut, and then runs off for a drop kick. But this time it did not pay off because Sheamus hit a bro kick. But this sent Ambrose to the outside. Sheamus is very heel-like, waiting for a count-out victory. Most faces would then go after the person they knock out the ring, but Sheamus was willing to wait, so subtle turns. Oh, I don't like that. Ambrose crawls back in the ring, gets hit by a second bro kick, and just pins. I don't see why. What purpose does this serve? Why Sheamus going over Dean Ambrose? Does this help anything? Why didn't they have a bit more of a controversial finish to this? Triple H getting involved. Slight distraction. This is just, you've just defeated one of the people that are in the top tier program. He's just had a clean loss. It's like, might build up the US title a bit, but why at the cost of one of your top stars at the moment? This was a bad decision. Oh, I'm so angry at this. This is just ridiculous. Okay, our next match is a tag team match. Bad News Barrett is teaming up with Cesaro, and Rob Van Dam is teaming up with Big E. Interesting combination of people here, so let's see what happens. Rob Van Dam's eye just looks horrible. At Extreme Rules, it got cut on a trash can. And then Monday Night Raw, when Cesaro just laid in these elbows, looked like it just re-injured the eye, and it's now just looking swollen and horrible. But they're really playing up on this because RVD just wants to get his hands on Cesaro. So he keeps getting distracted against Barrett. Despite Big E losing the Intercontinental title, he's actually getting good crowd reactions. This is actually sort of the best he's done since winning that title. Oh, Big E hits a really nasty STO from the corner onto Cesaro. But then RVD and Barrett get involved. That's caused a distraction. RVD miscommunication hits Big E, and that allows Cesaro to hit the neutralizer on Big E and get the pinfall victory. Short match, but progresses some rivalries. Looks like we're going to get Cesaro and RVD continuing, and Barrett and Big E hopefully might be in a program together. Then we can get a bit more depth from these two. Yeah. And we're going to get a rematch of Rufez versus Kofi Kingston. I can't see this being any more than a squash. Let's see if the WWE surprises me. No she didn't, Michael Cole. Okay, I really do not know if this happened in other countries, but Lana comes out, does her spin, it cuts to Kofi Kingston, and Lana then just says, "The Bulgarian brute, Alexander Rufez." I think they cut out her promo. I think maybe this whole Russian president thing has actually got on some people's nerves, and they cut out her promo, because Michael Cole is then saying, "Did she just say that Putin should get the Nobel Peace Prize?" Be very interesting to see on Raw if they actually carry on mentioning the Russian president, or if this is getting dropped due to some pressure from either the president himself or American companies, or even might be a British thing that we don't want to see those promos being used. I might have to even do a little bit of dirt sheet looking. I have to contact my friend WWE Lee TV and see if he knows what's going on. Oh my god! Rufez just kicked Kofi Kingston's head off. He just does a leaping side kick and it got him square on the jaw. Nasty moves. Kofi is on fire. He has actually taken it to Rufez, managing to get some action, managing to get in a lot of good moves. But he comes off the rope and Alexander catches him in his tilt and whirl slam, and they get some rotation on this, and Kofi is dropped on the back of his head. And then, of course, by then it's academic. Rufez crush, accolade applied, and we have our winner. I'm actually surprised. It looks like they might be trying to give him some longer matches now, see what he can really do. I would like to see him in a proper rivalry to see just what character we can get from him and what emotions, because his selling's not the best. It's a bit weird. He was just like, "Ah, my ear. Ah, you hurt my arm." So, see a bit more depth from him, but damn, that spinning. They just showed a replay of it. Man, that connected. I think he can be a good character. He's got a lot of good moves. For a big man, he's agile. But we just have to wait until he gets some better matches and storylines, see if he's got any depth to him. Then we get a Wyatt promo, and this is not one of his best. It's just, I think, him sort of doing a bit of a promo by numbers just to help fill out Smackdown with a pre-recorded segment. Yeah, nothing really said in this promo, nothing really gained. It's got his usual creepiness to it, but that's about it. At the end of it, Luke just comes on and says, "Burn." So I don't know if they're alluding to they'll have a Inferno match, which seems a very strange match between Bray and Cena. And we've got Fandango and Layla in the ring, and then Emma and Santino come out, of course. They have a power walking race. Emma starts to lose, so she trips up Santino, and then just is like, stupid, but quite amusing. But this match again, this needs to have some sort of revolution. That would be nice. A resolution, or just stop. Well, that was a bit weird. Emma hits her corner spot. And then pulls out the Cobra. And then for some reason, when she's got the Cobra ready, Santino literally just legs it across the ring as fast as I've seen anyone ever run in a wrestling ring. Fandango pulls down the rope and Santino goes flying out. This obviously distracts Emma. And then she gets a roll up in the ring. And then for some reason after the match, Santino lays Emma down. She just got a roll up, but then he lays her down and starts moving her hair. If I had the chance with Emma, I really would. But then we get Layla and Fandango on the entrance ramp. And they do their dance. But then the passion erupts. And they make out. I don't know why. It seems like it's been ages since I've seen anyone make out on a WWE TV. And then they start talking about Summer Rae. Nobody gives a damn about. And what, is she going to come back and have a storyline with Layla versus Summer Rae? Nobody cares. And then it cuts back to Emma and Santino. And Emma's just like, oh, they cheated! So, yeah, it's sort of okay matches, a bit of comedy, but there's no point. There's just no storyline going into it. They're just having a succession of matches. It's not like there's a true rivalry here. Not going to gain anything, lose anything. They could make it a bit more personal and have like Fandango and Layla like just bullying Santino and Emma, but it's just nothing. They just have matches. That's it. Okay, our next match is gonna be the world's strongest man versus Roman Reigns. They've had a match before and Reigns came out victorious, so I can't see it ending any differently today. Why doesn't Mark Henry have eyebrows? Thought there was something a bit off. I don't know why he doesn't have eyebrows. This really just confuses me. Okay, they're playing up Roman Reigns' injuries from Monday Night Raw, where he is coughing up some blood after that triple powerbomb. And Mark Henry seems to have turned heel again. Just, well, next week he'll probably be face. He's one of these people like The Big Show and The Miz that can't decide. They're very bipolar. Roman Reigns starts attacking Mark Henry on the top rope, gets under him, and gets him on his shoulders, walks to the centre of the ring with Mark Henry on his shoulders and delivers a Samoan drop. He's now setting up for the spear. Is this going to connect? And it does. And I think Roman Reigns, 2, 3, has the victory. Looking strong. I don't see why they did that earlier with Ambrose. That just makes Ambrose look weaker than his brethren. We'll have to see how Seth gets on with Batista later on in the show. Okay, and again, WWE seems very fixated on the same rivalries at the moment. We've got 3.5 MB versus El Matadors, and Jinder's the one on the outside. So, damn it, Drew, you need to break away. You need to get a good storyline going for you. Basically, one of the Matadors was going for the thrown into the turnbuckle, pushes up and over, but Drew jumps and gives him a soccer kick right in the stomach. He's a good talent, agile for a big man. Do something better with him. And El Torito and Hornswoggle go at it. Gets in a situation where El Torito gores Hornswoggle out of the ring. Heath Slater's laughing and Hornswoggle goes off on one. Throws his jacket at Heath Slater saying, "What are you laughing at?" Oh no, and then we got El Torito hits a sunset flip on Hornswoggle. Oh! Okay. Yeah, El Torito hit a sunset flip on Hornswoggle, and then Hornswoggle manages to keep his balance. He's like, "You, stay there!" El Torito gives him a thumbs up from between his legs, And then goes for the sit down, misses. Heath Slater gets annoyed at this, comes in the ring. El Torito goes for the pin. Literally throws El Torito, grabs Hornswoggle, throws him into his own corner, and then gets in the tag. And then attacks El Torito, only for El Torito to escape, hit the moonsault off the top rope, and pin Heath Slater. So, Heath Slater going from getting a win to being pinned by El Torito. Oh, Heath Slater. You do not have much luck when it comes to winning, do you? This is a fun little thing going on, but again, there's like no storyline to it. We had a WLC out of this. Where is this gonna like climax? WWE at the moment just seems to have a load of storylines going on without any idea of where they should eventually finish. WWE, this is your worst booking. Going from some amazing stuff to now just getting too drawn out. I'm really confused here. And now we get Batista versus Seth, the match I was really looking forward to seeing. This will be interesting to see how well they work together, or if it will just get interrupted and just turn into a brawl. I'd really like it to just go to a finish, but Batista's only been in a few matches and they probably don't want him having too many losses, and I don't want a clean win over Seth. That would just be ridiculous. Let's do this, WWE. It's been a bit sketchy today, but come on, we can pull this off. Batista using a spot I really do like. Moves out the way of Seth's dive, so he stops running. And then Seth then, as Batista comes around the corner, goes for a baseball slide, but Batista lifts up the apron. Seth gets caught under it, and Batista just wails on him. I preferred this match to the Ambrose Sheamus, at least the ending. The match itself was a very standard. Batista's in charge, Seth came back for a bit, Batista twisted it at the end. But Batista actually was working quite well with Seth, letting him get in a lot of his moves. It was very sort of even, really showing that Seth can wrestle onto a high level like Batista. And Seth, again, just like Ambrose, is really solidifying those particular moves for him. And then the ending, I did like Seth just trying one too many times to go for a high-risk move. Jumps at Batista from the outside of the ring. Batista dodges and pushes Seth, connects with the announce table, and is counted out. Batista gets the win, so Batista doesn't get a loss. Seth doesn't really get beaten, but he just loses, which keeps him looking stronger. I just wish they'd done something like that with the Sheamus-Ambrose match. They should have come up with some sort of draw, something a bit better than just Ambrose losing absolutely cleanly. And of course now Batista is beating on Seth after the match. And then after Batista delivers the Batista bomb to Seth, but funny enough, no members of the Shield coming out. I suppose they're playing on that they were all sort of quite beaten down and injured. And then Batista walks off to the ramp and just looks around. He always looks just so a bit lost and confused, poor Batista. But yeah, not the best angle of the Shield for this Smackdown, but without Randy Orton and Triple H around, all you had was Batista, and you had to do something with the other two as well. As I say, the Ambrose match I did not like the ending of, but I thought all three matches were good solid matches in total, and just shows that all three of these men can actually do good singles action, so I think it's just a little test for when they do eventually break them up. Okay, and we have our main event, which I'd actually completely forgotten about. I thought Batista Seth was going to be the main event. But it's a six-man tag, the Wyatts versus the Usos and John Cena. John Cena starts it off and just goes straight at old Harper. It's a good solid match, but nothing special of note. Wyatts get the win. Actually, Luke gets to pin one of the Usos while everyone else is brawling on the outside. But yeah, this is not a great addition to SmackDown. Some okay matches on it, but just nothing in the way of storyline. Nothing building to anything. Just an absolute throwaway show. Very disappointed, especially after how good the pay-per-views have been. So WWE, please, come on, get back on the ball. And that is that. Until next time, TTFN.